Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of Sri Rama Bharati Public School. This is Natasha here and today we will start with a new topic, that is democracy. Now democracy means a form of government where the people have the power to choose their leaders. It is a form of government where people have all the power to choose their leaders. Now it is made up of two words, that is demos means people, kratos means power, and thus it ultimately means that a form of government where people have the power to choose their leaders, and they choose their leaders through elections by giving them vote in the elections. Now there are certain types of government in the world. Certain types of government prevail in the entire world. First is democratic, which I just mentioned. It is a form of government that is elected by the people. Now, before going further, government is a group of people which have same agenda or same viewpoint, and they come together to rule an entire country or a state or a community. So it is basically a group of people, or it is a system who govern a country. So democratic government is a type of government where people choose the representatives, their leaders. Next is monarchy. It is a form of government which is ruled by a king, a form of government in which the entire country is ruled by a king. Next comes dictatorship. Next comes dictatorship. Now, dictatorship is a form of government in which one individual, one single person has gained so much power that he or she rules the entire country, entire state. So, an individual has gained power and everyone has to follow his policies. And this is a dictatorship type of government. Next comes republic. In republic, people are elected by voters. It is headed by an individual who is also elected by the people, elected by the voters. Now, example of democratic form of government is India. India is a democratic country. Example of a monarchical type of government is Great Britain, where the ruler is a king. Now, example of dictatorship form of government is North Korea. Its leader is a dictator. And republic type of government is found in United States. So different countries in the world have different types of government. Now let's get back to the topic, that what is democracy? Democracy refers to a political system in which government is formed by the people because people vote their leaders and therefore government is formed. Now, certain features of democracy are people elect the government, there is freedom of speech. People have the freedom to speak what's there in their mind. And there is no one party government in the country. Our country, India, is an example of democratic country, and there are multiple parties in our country. There cannot be one party system in a democratic country because then people will not have any option to choose from. So it will no longer be a democratic country. Therefore, one party system cannot survive in a democratic country. Common people are considered as the primary source of political power because people have the power to choose their leaders. Therefore, it is important for the leaders to satisfy the people, to make people happy so that they will vote for them. Principles of social equality and respect for the individual is there in the community. in a democratic country. So equality and respect both are important ingredients of democratic countries. Now we saw there are many types of government all over the world. But why is democracy preferred? Why do we prefer democracy? There are several reasons, and one of them is that it is accountable form of government. We can rely on our leaders. We can be ensured that they will listen to the people. It promotes equality among citizens. It promotes equality among the citizens and makes sure that no one is discriminated on the basis of caste, color, religion, place of birth, etc. Enhances the dignity of the individual. A democratic government makes sure that dignity of a person is not harmed. It improves the quality of decision making. Since a decision in India has to undergo several processes, therefore we can be ensured that the quality of that decision would be good. Next is it provides a method to resolve conflict with the help of courts. So these are the features which make people prefer democratic form of government. Now there are certain elements of democracy, or you can say features of democracy, principles of democracy. That is, free elections are used to select representatives of the people. No money is asked from the people. People are not supposed to pay anything, not supposed to pay to vote for their leaders. So it is called a free election. And through free elections, people choose their leaders. The powers of government are based on the consent of the government governed. Consent of the governed means the people who are being governed by the government. So it is the people of the country who decide if the government would stay in power or not. Public questions are decided by the will of the majority. Rule of law guarantees rights and freedoms. Rule of law states that every citizen has certain rights and certain freedoms, and in any situation they cannot be denied. There is freedom to live, travel anywhere in the country. People cannot be denied the freedom to live or to travel to any place in a country. People have the freedom to receive free education in public schools, and on no basis. Now these are the features of Indian democratic system, that it is world's largest democracy. India is world's largest democracy with the longest constitution. Lengthiest constitution belongs to India. Every citizen has fundamental rights, has certain rights and freedoms. There are political parties in our country, elected representatives. People elect their leaders. There is law enforcement. The laws are enforced on the people. Law is being implemented with the help of police or with the help of certain schemes. The powers are distributed between central government, state government, further local government. So the power is not in the hands of a certain person or certain group. There is federalism. Federalism means there is levels in government: central level, state level, local. Further on local level, there is local government. There are directive principles of state policy. That means every state has to follow certain guidelines, certain rules, or certain duties. So the basic idea of Indian democratic system is every caste, every creed, religion, community or sex, be it male, female, enjoys the right to cast their vote. No one can be denied the right to vote on the basis of any ground. So the Indian political system has three main bodies, that is, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Now, try to remember it with the alphabets. L for legislature, L for laws. The body which is responsible for making laws. It is law making body and has further two bodies, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now, law is being made in legislature. Now, the country needs someone to implement those laws, correct? And that is the duty of executive. It comprises of president, vice president, council of ministers. All the executive powers are vested in the hands of president. All the main powers are in the hands of president, but he can act on the advice of council of ministers. He has to take the advice from council of ministers, and prime minister is the head of those council of ministers, and he is basically the leader of the party who won majority in the Lok Sabha. So legislature is law making body, and it is further implemented by executives. Now judiciary is the justice providing body. J for judiciary, J for justice. Judiciary is the justice providing body and comprises of all the courts, supreme courts, high courts, district courts. So these are the three important bodies of the political system of India. Now elections are being held with a certain process. There is a certain process that needs to be followed. The first step is announcement of elections. The elections are being announced. Then there is nomination phase. The person who wants to stand in election or who wants to be nominated has to enroll himself or herself. Then comes the scrutiny of nomination. That means the nominations are being observed. Further comes withdrawal of candidates. Now, the person who doesn't want to stand in the election, or if he or she has been denied the right to stand in election due to one reason or the other, then he or she has to withdraw from the process. Further comes the campaigning, the whole campaigning process, whole promotion type process, telling people what their agenda is, or they will help people in this way or the other. Then comes the polling, and further comes the counting of votes. Polling means going to vote, or the voting process. And further comes the counting, through which we come to know that who has been elected as our leader. So this is the whole election process. Now, how has democracy helped India? Democracy has helped India in various ways. It has helped in eliminating effect of Indian caste system, which had its roots in India and was mainly responsible for discrimination among people. And how has it been eliminated? It has been eliminated by providing equal rights to everyone and special rights to the people who have been left behind or who are in backward classes. Now, successive governments have created economic reforms to encourage the economic development of the country. Governments come and they bring certain reforms to help the economy of the country, to help the country develop. It has helped in providing transparency in government by making few reforms like Right to Information Act. People have the right to know what is going on in the country, and that is what is basically Right to Information Act is. If a person has any doubt, he or she can file an RTI and get to know the things that he or she want to know about the government, but up to a certain level. So in these ways democracy has helped India. Now, democracy has even harmed India a bit. Now, how is that so? When a party does not win majority seats, so it forms a coalition government, it merges or it asks support from another government. And when that happens, interests and agendas of two parties clash. Decision making takes time, and due to which development slows down. There is a bad influence of parties or politicians. Why? Because a political party aims at capturing power. Their main agenda is to capture power, which basically harms democracy. They try to win the election by hook or by crook, practicing immoral methods that are against morality, inciting hatred among people, among different religions, spreading caste feelings. This lowers the national character, this lowers the national unity. There is often misuse of public funds by some political leaders, and government often uses a huge chunk of taxpayers' money for their own purposes, which has harmed the political system of India very badly. So there are a few things that have harmed India's democracy. Now there are challenges to India's democracy. There are few things that challenge our democracy, that are a roadblock in India's democracy. They are illiteracy, criminalization of politics. Many a times criminals enter the politics. There is a lot of corruption. There is regionalism, religious fundamentalism, communalism. When there are riots based on communities or religion, there is casteism, gender discrimination, poverty, economic inequality. The rich people are getting richer day by day, poor are getting poorer day by day. There is social inequality, political violence, there is a lot of unemployment. This all leads to chaos in the country. So these are a few challenges that our democracy faces. So what is its solution? The government should be more accountable to citizens. It should be more transparent. It should be more responsible, responsive to the needs of the people, and it should stand up to the expectations of the citizens. So, the conclusion of this whole topic is that though democracy is established throughout the world with active participation of people, there are a few loopholes, there are few things that are basically a roadblock in the road of democracy. It still faces problems of foundation and expansion, as 1 by 4 countries are still lagging behind economically, or they are below or way below the developed countries. That democratic countries still need reforms in the form of practical approach, and there is a need of deepening of democracy so that it can strengthen people's participation, so that people do not lose their belief in democracy. One does not only require equal right to vote. There are many certain things that people need from their government. So you don't just need equal right to vote. Every citizen needs to have equal information, basic education, equal resources, and a lot of commitment from the government. So true democracy will come to this country when no one goes hungry to bed. This is a famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi, and he believes that true democracy will only come to the country when there is not a single person that goes hungry to bed. So, democracy has its certain limitations, has many challenges, but still is the most preferred form of government in the entire world, because in this people have the power, basic power, to choose their leaders, choose their representatives. So that's it for this topic. Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day.